How do you do, y'all? This is John, and today we are talking about Furiosa, a new movie out in theaters right now. And in Furiosa, it deals with the very young Furiosa from Mad Max Fury Road, long before any of the events of that movie happened. Basically, Furiosa, she gets kidnapped as a little girl, forced to watch her own mother die horrifically in front of her. And then finally, as a grown young adult woman, she finally has the moment to exact her revenge on the man who murdered her own mother. Okay, so getting into it first and foremost, I thought I already had my surprise of the year with The First Omen. Never thought in a million years this would actually be a good movie. Just like with First Omen. And here is me and my controversial opinions. I'm not a fan of Fury Road. I was not impressed by that movie. It just kind of left me underwhelmed. Especially considering when it came to the older Mad Max movies. Like, The Road Warrior is one of my favorite movies of all time. However, this movie, it's actually pretty good. First and foremost, with Furiosa herself, like, actually seeing what happened made you feel for her more. In addition to that, she's smart, resourceful, and, you know, she does take quite a beating in this film. Because while all other modern cliched action movies with female leads in them make them invincible warriors, this movie actually bothered to sit there and go, oh, hey, let's actually, you know, depict her as a human being instead of some god or goddess that can't get hurt at all. No, she actually takes quite a beating in this film. I'm not even joking. And Anya Taylor-Joy as Furiosa, I think she was better than Charlize Theron. Now, granted, there are moments with Furiosa where it's like, okay, you're basically just making a female Max Roktakowski, or however you pronounce his last name, because she does have some elements of him, like she speaks very little. And the absolute scene stealer of the film was Chris Hemsworth. I forget his character's name. He's basically just kind of a generic psychopath. But Chris Hemsworth, despite all of that, he just owns it. There's all sorts of just energy in his performance, and you can tell he's having a lot of fun. And how is the story? The story is basically, yeah, it's kind of run of the mill revenge thriller, but it's what it does with it that keeps you entertaining and a little bit engaged. Like, again, Furiosa, she's much better than in Fury Road, and you actually feel for her. But it's the fact that she has to work with another bad guy in order to get what she wants that makes this a little bit different. Yeah, they explained that she works for Immortan Joe. That way she can get to Chris Hemsworth, who's plays the guy that murdered her mother. And Immortan Joe he's psychotic. He's really evil. But it's kind of one of those situations where you're stuck working with evil no matter who you choose to work with. And on top of that, the action sequences, you know, consistently throughout the Mad Max movies, they are just incredible. And in this movie, they are incredible as well. I will say this, they're not as crazy as in some of the other older Mad Max movies, but they are very well executed, very well filmed, and because you actually care about some of the people involved in these, they can get a little intense sometimes. In terms of problems, well, I've already named one. The only thing that makes Chris Hemsworth's character at least somewhat entertaining is Chris Hemsworth's performance. Other than that, he's just a generic movie villain. Yes, he is responsible for the death of Furiosa's mother. That's about it. But there's also like this subplot involving him and someone who turns on him that never gets resolved at all. Like it could have been a integral part of the narrative of the film, getting this guy's help, but oh, they don't go for that. Also, the CGI effects are pretty noticeable. Now, granted, with the action sequences, I think they must have done something similar like they did in Fury Road, where they pretty much combined practical stuff, practical car wrecks and things like that, along with CGI. But unlike in Fury Road, the CGI effects are pretty noticeable. Especially this one scene in particular that was clearly filmed in front of a green screen. Yeah. Also, there's this part where they build up to this great big thing that's supposed to occur, and when they get to it, it's montaged through. Yeah, you're expecting something epic, and you get a montage. I mean, they sort of make up for it a little bit, but not that much. But guys, at the end of the day, Furiosa, it's better than Fury Road. It ain't as good as the old Mad Max movies, though. Because ultimately, yes, this movie's fun and entertaining. Furiosa is actually, depicted pretty decently. However, it does have its flaws, and, it's not great at all. But it's a fun movie, and if you guys want to check it out, you can go ahead and check it out. I am going to give Furiosa a 7. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, please remember, the Patetsky.